In this video, we're just going to create a simple rivet that'll be in the hardware layer. We'll use that wherever we need rivets on the train. And what I did was just search for steel rivets on a search engine and see how they look. They pretty much look like a little half a sphere, pretty much. Nothing beyond that. So left viewport, zoom. I still have that little pipe clamp we made earlier selected. You can see I finished off. I bridged the two sides and we have the opening. So for the purposes of this model, we are going to use it with the opening. There may be times when the pipe is bigger than the hole, and we're not really going to concern ourselves too much with that, but it's there if we need it. So if it gets a close-up, we can up the iterations of Turbo Smooth and definitely have a good model. So let's do the rivet, left viewport. I say the rivet should be roughly the size of that nut and bolt, or maybe a little bigger. It's a pretty simple thing to do. We're just going to make a sphere and drag it out. It's about the right size. I like that size right there. Perspective. And right now we have 12 segments. What we're going to do, because we're only going to use roughly half of this model, we're going to double that to 24. Okay, now let's convert it. Right click on sphere, convert to editable poly. Let's go to edge selection, Alt and R, delete. Now we have an element because these are two separate pieces. Click that, delete that one. Border selection. Let's select that border, cap that poly. Cap works on open faces, open borders. If you select 3 vertices, 4 vertices, you can hit cap poly. It'll cap that off. It's a really great functionality. Let's go back to polygon, select that, and you could chamfer this back edge. Let's go to edge, control and click, roll down. Chamfer, let's right click that value and let's just slowly increment it up by using our left mouse button. That looks good, say OK. There we go. And of course on top, smooth. And auto smooth. That's honestly good enough for what we're gonna do. We're gonna see that from such a distance that it's not gonna make a huge impact on everything if it's a little segmented. I'm gonna move this forward. Zoom in again. We're going to name it rivet -1. Now you can also, they're not perfectly domed sometimes. You can scale it a little bit this way. Let's save our file again. And I'm going to think that that's a good rivet right there. So we have a rivet, a bolt, and a pipe clamp. Anytime we add a little detail element, we'll probably have bolts or rivets holding it on, and we'll just go into our hardware layer, maybe make a copy, bring it into the current layer. If we're working on a boiler, we'll bring it into the boiler layer and we'll scatter it around and put it in the proper location. And now we have some hardware. And again, it's on the hardware layer. So we can go in, toggle on and off, and there's our hardware. And that's it. It's like a little resource bin in effect that we can go to and know that, all right, if I need a bolt, it's there, grab it, put it on the layer I need it, and use it. So in the next set of videos, we're going to take some of this hardware and I'm going to show you how to align some of it and how to place it on the surface. It's not an exact science. Again, you know, sometimes it's going to intersect, but it'll look good. You know, these trains are painted over in thick paint, so it's not a big deal if it doesn't perfectly conform to the surface. And that's what we're going to do in the next video. So I'm going to pause the video and we'll pick it up there.